Good evening and welcome all of you. So I am extremely sorry for yesterday because the video it could not be uploaded because of some streaming issues. So yesterday I was going to take up the issue of the graded response action plan which came into force in Delhi on the 15th of the October. So leaving that aside, we are going to take that issue in the today's video. So that the graded response action plan has come into force in Delhi from the 15th of October. Okay. So yes, so from yesterday, this graded response action plan it came into force in Delhi and NCR region. So what is this GRAP in short? So graded response action plan is a measure or it is a series of the measures which are adopted by the government when the air quality in the Delhi and the NCR region it deteriorates and moves from satisfactory and moderate to poor, very poor or the severe category. It means that the amount of the pollutants which are available in the air they exceed a certain qualified standards and become hazardous for the people as well as other living beings. So it becomes contingent to bring this pollution levels under control because increased pollution level they create anxiety, breathing problem, respiratory problem among the people. Okay, respiratory, breathing problem, and it becomes extremely difficult for people with asthma. And at very higher levels of pollution, that is the severe level, it becomes very difficult even for a healthy person to breathe in such an air. And breathing in such a polluted air for a long time or exposure to such a polluted air for such a long period, it results into very bad effects on the health. So who framed this graded response action plan? So there is a body called Graded Environment Pollution Control Authority. So this Environment Pollution Control Authority, it was established in 1998. So who established it? So as you know, the most of the time these environmental issues in Delhi they are being taken care of by the Supreme Court. So Supreme Court established this Environment Pollution Control Authority in 1998, and the mandate of this authority was, can you imagine what is the mandate? And so at this point of the time this body was given a mandate that it has to ensure that shifting of all the bus and auto fleet in Delhi to CNG. So this body was given a mandate that it would ensure that all the bus and the auto fleet in Delhi is shifted to the compressed natural gas. So they would not be using the petrol and the diesel. As a result, significantly reducing the quality of the pollutants or the significantly improving the quality of air and reducing the pollutant level. And this worked actually. The introduction of the CNG in the public vehicles has significantly improved the air quality from the 1990s to the in the 21st century. But as you know, the number of the vehicles have increased, the number of the population has increased, the density of the city has increased, not only of the city but also of the national capital region. So what happens in 2014? Coming on to that. So in 2014, there is a report by WHO and it says that Delhi most polluted city in the world. So this WHO report on the air quality, it says that Delhi is the most polluted city in the world. So that was astonishing finding, and it brought the attention of the center as well as the state government and the judiciary. So this EPCA was again mandated to formulate an action plan whenever the air quality in Delhi it rises above a certain level. So this EPCA it formulated an action plan in consultation with. So whom it will consult with? So it consulted the state governments, the neighboring states, that is Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, UP, and expert bodies like Center Pollution Control Board, Indian Meteorological Department, and other government bodies in order to formulate this graded response action plan. This action plan was later approved by Supreme Court in 2016, and in 2017 it came into force. So in 2016 it was approved by Supreme Court. 2017 notified by central government. So since 2017, this law or this action plan or rules or regulations regarding pollution control, they are in effect in Delhi and the NCR region. Before moving further, I have been using this term NCR. So what is this NCR region actually? So this NCR region actually refers to the National Capital Region. And at present it has 23 districts. And these 23 districts, they are from Haryana, Rajasthan, and UP. From Haryana there are 13 districts, from Rajasthan there are 2 districts, and from UP there are 8 districts. So in total there are 23 districts in the Delhi NCR region. Okay, so this is the NCR area. So we have studied already that this graded response action plan was formulated by the Environment Pollution Control Authority, approved by the central government, notified by it in 2017, also approved by the Supreme Court earlier. So before going on to the action plan, first I would like to explain what is this air quality index. So the National Air Quality Index was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister in 2015, and this air quality index is prepared by the pollution control bodies or the Central Pollution Control Board. This air quality index, it measures certain pollutants, that is the particulate matter 2.5 and 10, ground level ozone, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, and lead. So these pollutants are measured, and this index is prepared on the basis of their concentration in the air. So that is called the air quality index. So you must be curious about this ground level ozone. What is this ground level ozone? So ozone in the higher layers, that in the stratosphere, it is beneficial for us. But ozone in the lower layers of atmosphere, it is very harmful. So ozone very near to the surface of the earth, and it is very dangerous. So this nitrous oxide and sulfur dioxide, most probably from the combustion of the fuels, fossil fuels. Particulate matter 2.5 and 2.10, these are also from the vehicular emissions. So these are very fine particles which get lodged into the body, and they are very hazardous for people, or they cause certain kinds of problems which can which further lead to hazardous diseases in the future and difficulty in the breathing. So that was the air quality index. Also you might have heard about this SAFAR, System of Air Quality and Weather Forecasting and Research. So this was prepared by Ministry of Earth Sciences. This was initiated by the Ministry of the Earth Sciences and developed by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in Pune. So this SAFAR system was developed by the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in Pune, but it is operationalized or looked after by Indian meteorological departments. So what does this SAFER does is that it provides daily pollution levels for city or for the metropolitan cities as a whole or the area specific. So area specific air quality and the air quality of metropolitan cities. So this SAFER is implemented in the metropolitan cities, and it provides area specific air quality as well as the air quality of the metropolitan city, or for example Delhi as a whole. So these are the two indexes which are used for measuring the air quality. Okay. So now in the next part we are going to understand what causes this winter pollution in Delhi, because this the problem of pollution also, it is for the entire year, but it becomes very problematic in winters. So what are those circumstances which leads to this increased pollution in Delhi and the NCR region in the winter? So there are certain atmospheric conditions which are responsible, and they become very conducive for the concentration of these pollutants in the air above Delhi and NCR region. So the first atmospheric condition is the strong surface level inversion. So usually what happens when you go up in atmosphere, temperature comes down. Okay, so the air from the lower layers of the earth's surface, when it gets heated up, it rises, gets cooled. Okay, so this is the normal atmospheric phenomena. What happens in inversion? So in inversion, when you go up in atmosphere, the temperature also increases. So this is called inversion of temperature. That means that amount of, or that the temperature in the lower layers of the earth's surface is much lower as compared to the higher atmospheric layers. So the air as a result does not rise, and these air pollutants, they become concentrated in the lower layers of the surface, causing difficulty in the breathing. Second is the calm wind conditions. So what happens during this period, especially in the September or October period, the wind conditions, they become calm, and the winds, although they flow, but the speed of these winds is very slow. So they blow with a very low speed. Okay, and the movement of the direction of these winds also shifts from the southwest during the monsoon season to the northwest. So when they start blowing from the northwestern region, they bring the air from the northwestern region to Delhi, and I will be explaining how this northwestern wind direction is responsible for the smoky and hazy days in September and the October, or the rising pollution level in September, October in Delhi. And the third is the change in the wind direction. So wind direction is usually from the east or southeast or northwest. So when the air blows from the northwestern region, that means the air pollutants in the air increase. When the air, it blows from the east or the southeast side, so that means the pollutants, they are washed away from the air. Okay, so they are dispersed. But the important thing is the speed of the air. So the air needs to be at a certain speed in order to disperse these pollutants from the air and to ensure the clean environment over Delhi and the NCR region. Okay, so these are the atmospheric conditions. So first is the strong surface level inversion, which does not let the air rise, and as a result these pollutants are concentrated in the lower layers. Second is in the calm wind condition, the wind does not blow, as a result the air pollutants, they are concentrated above the city. Third thing is the change in the wind direction, bringing the smoke from the stubble burning into Delhi. So these were the conducive factors which are responsible for the pollution in Delhi. Okay. Now coming on to the seasonal, the reasons behind the pollution. So I had categorized the reasons for the pollution in Delhi under two categories, that is the seasonal factors and the permanent factors. So among the seasonal factors, that is during the September, October, one of the most important reason is this stubble burning. What happens that during this harvesting season, so harvesting of rice takes place where? In Haryana, in Punjab, in Uttar Pradesh. So, and this harvesting, it leaves behind stubble in the fields. So after the harvesting of the rice, the stubbles, they are left in the field, and the farmers, they have very low time or the very less time between Rabi and Kharif crops. So they are harvesting their Kharif crops and they have to begin the sowing of the Rabi crop, that is wheat. So there is a very less time between, there is a very slow window for that. So what they do is they adopt the easy way, that is they burn this stubble, because the other alternatives, they are very costly. Other alternatives are costly. What are the other alternatives? Other alternatives could be engaging the labor to remove that stubble, but that is also costly. So over the years, what has happened, that the government has identified that this is one of the important source of air pollution in Delhi, and the contribution of stubble burning to Delhi's air pollution during these months could be between 4% to 40%. Okay, so this is a very significant contribution. So that means to a significant level, the air quality in Delhi is affected by this stubble burning in the Punjab Haryana region. And this northwestern winds, when they flow from Punjab and Haryana, they bring this smoke to Delhi. As a result, this pollutant, they become concentrated in the air, and the air pollution level, it rises, and it rises from this moderate to poor, then to very poor, and then to severe categories sometimes. So these were the seasonal factors. So what alternatives have the government taken in the recent years in order to control this activity? So subsidies have been given to farmers. For what? To buy machines like rotavator, happy seeder. What happens that these machines, they do not leave behind the stubble, and they completely turn that stubble into composting. Okay, but these are very costly alternatives. Okay, so recently a new alternative has been proposed, and that is the one developed by Indian Agricultural Research Institute, that is Pusa decomposer. So this Pusa decomposer, it is a fungus based solution. Okay, so it is a fungus based solution which, when sprayed on this stubble of the rice, then it makes this stubble very smooth and soft. In a period of 20 to 25 days, it is converted into compost. So these machines, this rotavator and the happy seeder, they mix this stubble with the soil. But this Pusa decomposer, what is that? Is this? It is a fungus based solution. So over the time it degrades the stubble and softens it, and within the 20 to 25 days it is converted into compost. So this is a very cost effective alternative to the stubble burning that is being in trial all over the Punjab Haryana region and Delhi. It is being promoted by the Delhi government. So now moving on to the permanent reasons. So what are the permanent reasons behind this pollution level? So first of all is this vehicular emissions. So there are more than 1 crore registered vehicles in Delhi. So when there are 1 crore registered vehicles in Delhi and most of them are running on the fossil fuels, that means they emit significant quantity of PM 2.5 and PM 10 particles. Also nitrous oxide and sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide. So vehicular emission is responsible for the generation of significant quantity of PM 2.5, PM 10, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide and the carbon monoxide. So what could be the alternatives? The alternatives are the introduction of the electric vehicles and reducing the use of the internal combustion engines, and the use of fossil fuel based vehicles needs to be reduced. So what could be done in the first step is that the public transport, it could first be transformed into electric vehicles, and then over the time by providing certain incentives and by establishing the proper charging infrastructure and improving the range of the vehicles, and then this shift from the internal combustion based engine or fossil fuel based engine to electric vehicles can take place. Or second alternative is to improve the public transport infrastructure. So improving the public transport infrastructure so that more and more people they travel with the public infrastructure and they use less of their private vehicles. Now coming on to the next part, that is the industrial pollution. So there are around 3,000 industries in Delhi NCR, and these 3,000 industries, they use coal, diesel generator sets and other fossil fuels for their energy requirements. And this leads to significant release of industrial pollution, and which mainly include these PM 2.5 and PM 10 particles. So again, when the fossil fuels are being burnt, that means the same kind of pollutants should be released, that is the 2.5 and 2.10, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide and then carbon monoxide. So first of all, these industries, they can shift to CNG or other kinds of the renewable energy. So alternatives are CNG or renewable energy, use of solar power or natural gas. At present, there are also 11 thermal power plants operating in the Delhi NCR region. And these 11 thermal power plants, they are emitting significant amount of the pollution and are a significant, very important reason behind the yearly pollution in Delhi. So these thermal power plants, they need to adopt the improved technology like flue gas desulfurization. flue gas desulfurization technology. So the Ministry of Environment and Forest over the years have issued several guidelines to install this flue gas desulfurization technology. What would happen that it will arrest or reduce sulfur dioxide pollution. Okay, but at present these thermal power plants, they do not have this technology, so they need to shift to the flue gas desulfurization technology and abide by the government guidelines, so that the pollution from the thermal power plants and the industries can reduce. What other kinds of industries are there? There are various kinds of the brick kilns, hot mix plants, and stone crushing industry. So when the air quality deteriorates and moves from the very poor to the severe, all these are shut down. Their activities are banned, and the graded response action plan, it comes into force. And when the air quality is in the severe category, then the brick kilns, hot mix plants, and the stone crushing industries, they are banned till the time the air quality improves, not permanently. So the next reason is the construction and the demolition waste. So you know that what happens during winters, especially during winters, dry dust. So this dry dust is created not only because of the construction and the demolition, but also because of the vehicular emissions, or not because of the vehicular emission, but because of the vehicular movement on the roads. So what has been done for that? In order to control this dry dust, mechanized cleaning of roads. Mechanized cleaning of roads has started. So there is a vacuum cleaning of roads with machines. So that has been a significant improvement, that this dry dust, it is no longer being blown away, but to a large extent this is controlled because of this mechanical cleaning through vacuums. Okay, but this is also one of the significant reasons for the air pollution, because there is a large scale construction and the demolition activity which keeps on going in various parts of the city and various parts of the Delhi and the NCR region. And the next thing is the municipal solid waste management. Municipal solid waste. So according to the recent data, around 8,700 tons of municipal solid waste is generated daily. On a daily basis, this much of solid waste is generated. What is the solid waste? Solid waste includes any kind of the waste which do not degrade over the time by itself. So that includes cutlery, plastic, rubber, construction and demolition waste. So this is the municipal solid waste burning problem. And when most of this, only about 3,500 tons of municipal solid waste is incinerated. And what happens to the rest of this waste? It is then dumped into the landfills. So there are 2 or 3 landfills in Delhi which are rising to great heights every day because of the dumping of the solid waste in these landfills. So these were the permanent reasons: vehicular emission, industrial pollution, construction and the demolition waste, and the municipal solid waste burning. And I told you that the seasonal factor is stubble burning. Okay, so that is the winter pollution reasons and the factors. Now coming on to the what measures are taken when this air quality deteriorates from the moderate to poor, very poor or severe. What kinds of measures are taken in order to bring the air quality under control? So what happens when this air quality, it moves from the moderate to poor? So when it comes to poor, so mechanized cleaning of roads will start. Or vacuum cleaning with the use of machines, but only on the roads with heavy traffic. So when the concentration of the pollutants in the air, it is between 201 to 300, then these steps are taken, like mechanized cleaning of the roads will start. Okay. Also, there is increase in bus and metro services. Okay. Parking charges may be increased. Charges may increase. So these are some of the measures which are taken when the air quality it moves from the moderate to the poor. Mechanized cleaning, increase in the bus and the metro services, and the increase in the parking charges. So what would happen when the air quality it moves from the very poor to the very poor? So this mechanized cleaning is extended to entire city roads. Okay. Second, there is sprinkling of water. Also, there may be further increase in parking charges. Also, there could be increase in frequency of public transport. Increase in frequency. You are increasing the frequency of public transport, that is transport. That is metro and bus services. Their frequency there increases. So these are the steps which are taken under very poor category when the air moves into very poor category. So what are the steps taken when this air quality it moves from this very poor to the severe category? So there would be heavy fines. So we are now going into the severe. What steps are taken under graded response action plan under the severe category of air pollution? So this heavy fines on garbage burning. Okay. Also, there is a ban on this brick kilns, hot mix plants, or construction industry. Okay. Also, during this period, what also could happen is there is a sprinkling of water on roads and wherever construction is taking place. And what happens if this situation it further deteriorates? So if the situation further deteriorates, then there would be a ban on entry of trucks in Delhi. Ban on entry of trucks in Delhi. Schools could be shut down. Okay. There is the introduction of odd even scheme. So these are the steps which are taken under the graded response action plan when the air moves from the very poor category to the severe category. So there are heavy fines on the garbage burning. There is a ban on the operation of these brick kilns, hot mix plants, and the construction. There is also sprinkling of the waters on the roads, and wherever the construction is taking place, it becomes mandatory. There is a ban on the entry of the trucks in Delhi. Also, schools could be shut down. There could be introduction of the odd even scheme, so that the public vehicle is, or the public infrastructure, public transport is promoted as compared to this private vehicles. So over the years, what has happened with the introduction of this Graded Response Action Plan, the responsibility of these bodies like municipal corporations, okay, this DDA, and the pollution controlling authority like Central Pollution Control Board, District Pollution Control Committee, the responsibilities have been clearly demarcated. So with this GRPA and with the help of this Environment Pollution Control Authority, the responsibilities of organizations are very clear. And it is because of the actions of this EPCA that the Badarpur thermal power plant was closed. So Delhi has decided that it will close all its thermal power plant, and in the place of this power plant, it will replace them with the renewable energy plants. Also, this body has fast tracked. Okay, so this body has fast tracked the introduction of BS6 fuel in Delhi NCR region. But the problem is that the Graded Response Action Plan, it is implemented with restrictions, severe restrictions only in Delhi region only. And the entire NCR region, it continues to flaunt these rules. So recently when this Central Pollution Control Board and the EPCA, it said that from 15th of October, the Graded Response Action Plan would come into force, and there would be a ban on diesel generator sets. Then certain districts like Noida, Ghaziabad, they said that certain localities are present in these districts like Noida and Ghaziabad, where there is still no electricity connection, and they said that we cannot implement this ban on the diesel generator sets. So there should be some kind of exemption. So this is how these districts, they flaunt these kinds of the rules under the Graded Response Action Plan. So that was all from my side on the Graded Response Action Plan. If you like this video, kindly share it and like it as much as possible. Also, if you would like to suggest improvements which I can make in my videos, please comment that and in the comment section. So till then, take care. Thank you.